Hello, guys. Welcome to episode 3 of the Bombskeez podcast. Today we are here at WSU Tri-Cities. This is actually a classroom, and this is our guest.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jaime at Dtmjaime. If you don't follow me already, we're just gonna kick back here with my boy Juan and just talk about just any topic that we can think of right now.
Yeah, so at least for me, this is a huge week. This weekend, we are turning 1 year old. Bombskeez has been a registered LLC for 1 year. And today, here, giving you guys a sneak peek of the newest drop with Champion backpack, Champion windbreakers. We have some Champion shirts, bomber jackets. There's a lot of things coming up. I'll be posting more these next few days. Hope you guys enjoyed the little teasers on Instagram, little GIFs.
So clean. Y'all see that jacket? That shit's clean.
Champion, bro.
I would rock the fuck out of that.
Look at that little C.
For real.
I think Champion's pretty cool because right now there's a lot of hype over it. It's pretty out there in the streetwear. It's all over Tilly's. It's all over Zoomies. A lot of people are using Champion, and I thought it was perfect. Like, it's time to jump into this wave. If you can't beat them, join them. So it's like I got a badass supplier that was able to embroider my logo on several different Champion garments, and that's what we're up to.
Yeah, dude, and honestly, it looks good. I mean, that Bombskeez logo with that Champion actually like really meshes together, so it looks dope. And I didn't even like purposely wear Champion today. I just like threw on the shirt. You know, I've got a few in my closet, so, you know, like Juan said, they've got a wave going on right now, so they did a good job. I don't even know how it started. Like, what made Champion, like, a popular brand again? Like, it just kind of happened out of nowhere. I remember maybe a couple years ago.
Yeah, remember Champion was at Walmart. Nobody wanted this, guys, man.
Facts.
That's crazy.
They had, like, they were doing, like, at Walmart, you would only see pretty much, like, the school. You know, like, they would have, like, Gonzaga sweaters and shirts that were, like, Champion, but they weren't, like this type of Champion, you know, the Champion you see today, the people wearing. So, yeah, I'm actually curious now, like, how did that even get started?
It's crazy how there's waves. I remember another brand that was at Walmart was Russell. Do you remember Russell?
Yes, I remember.
The other day, I saw a plain white Russell hoodie at Zoomies, and it was like $80-some.
Oh shit!
Like, not even like, you know, this has print on the side, like, you know, big. That thing just had the little R for Russell, and it's like it looks the same as the Champion thing, and it's like, is that the next wave?
Dude,
keep you guys tuned. Next thing you know, you'll see Bombskeez on some Russell shirts.
Facts.
Yeah, Bombskeez is gonna be 1 year, and we're just going for it, man. We started off with this little camera. Just taking pictures, and then we bought mics, we bought lenses, started into videography, and now a year later we're a podcast. We are making a huge step into the streetwear field. Like, we got backpacks, jackets, sweaters, all that coming to you Saturday, February 8th. Bombskeez turns 1 year, so stay tuned for that. And 15 minutes into this podcast, we'll give you guys a little discount code just because you guys listen. I think you guys deserve it, especially if you could just consume my content. That's pretty dope. So you guys will get a discount compared to the average person. So thank you for listening.
Facts.
Something I wanted to bring up with you, Jaime, is how did we meet?
You know, I think we started following each other on Instagram first. I don't know who first, but like we just followed each other, and then I'm also not even sure who reached out to who first. But I remember we went out and we took some pictures, probably like last April or May-ish. And I remember you had brought a shirt for me to wear, and then we like took some pics. And then that's the time we went to Ochoa Middle School. I climbed that little, what's it called?
Oh yes, that little.
I climbed like a little trailer thingy.
Yeah.
And then that shit was tall. It was like a good 10 feet. And it took me a while to get down, but I got down.
I was recording you the whole time.
Yeah, I still have the video actually. It'd be cool. We could add it to this.
Yeah, send it to me and then we'll add it into the YouTube video.
Bet, let's get it.
I think that's one thing I like doing. In the last podcast we did it with Sergio, we added just little videos inside a video.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we'll try to make that happen for you guys.
Let's get it. No, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the first time we met. And then we went out and took some more pics one time, but it was like, we did like long exposures one time, I think.
Yeah.
It was like closer to night. Yeah, we did. We went to the underpass. It was that one time. We met up like downtown Pasco, and then we walked down to the underpass.
Wasn't it? There was snow, bro. I think I hit you up for just a normal shoot. Remember? We went out to Hood Park. Burbank.
Oh shit. Okay, so that was the first time.
That was the first time.
Okay, I forgot about that.
So we'll plug those pictures in here too.
Damn, so that was even like further back. It was probably
that was like a year ago.
February, yeah,
there
around
was
this time.
There was snow. I think you were the first person I reached out to, and I was like, "Yo, I'm trying to start this brand. I just need some pictures." And then you're like, "Yeah, for sure, I'll hook you up." And you gave me a good deal. I mean, your prices are way up there now, but I got a discount back in the day. So.
Hell yeah, dude.
Look at us now. What do you shoot with? Tell them a little bit about your camera.
So this right here, this camera that I have, this is a Canon 5D Mark IV. As you can see, this is a big camera. It's up there in price too. I bought it last November. I think it was during Black Friday weekend because they had a deal going on. I bought it for just over $2,000, just the camera itself, not the lens. This lens is also an expensive lens. The lens it's a 50mm, of course, from camera. Sorry, it's from Canon. Why did I say camera? It's from Canon. It's the 1.2. It's the most expensive 50mm that you can get from Canon. But I got it for a good deal too. So this is worth a good, I want to say $1,600. I haven't checked the prices recently, but it was like $1,600. But I got it for $800. I got it half off. Still brand new. So this is like a lens that I use the most, just because it's so like it's like in the middle of like the focal length. You know, it's not wide, but it's also not zoom. So it's pretty versatile. And this wasn't my first camera though. I had a Canon M50, which I had for a good, I want to say like 8 months until I sold it, just because I wasn't using it anymore. You know, I was just using this 5D Mark IV, so it was kind of pointless to have the M50. So I ended up selling it to somebody who actually just asked me about a good camera to use as a starter. Nice. And so I was like, dude, I'm about to sell this M50. Do you want it? Sure. All right. And so it was just kind of, I didn't even post it. Like I just sold it without even advertising it.
That's crazy.
But yeah, this camera is pretty much always with me. Like I always carry my backpack with all my lenses, and yeah, it's always with me because you never know. I mean, you might see something dope when you're out just driving, cruising.
Yeah. So
it's good to always have your camera on you.
That's a badass camera.
It is, dude.
Beautiful pictures. Give him a follow. Like all his pictures. That's pretty dope.
Go up my notifications.
This is my first camera, so this is the Lumix G7. So my cameras are more for video, so even this little guy shoots 4K. Have a little Rode mic on it. And then you guys, what's recording me is the Lumix G9, so it's basically the big brother of this one. And my cameras aren't the best for pictures. I think even this guy is like 22 megapixels per picture, so the pictures, they're not bad. I mean, perfect for online use, senior pictures, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, like when I want to edit and I like zoom in to try like to draw things in there, it's not the best. But for video, like for what we're using it, slow motion videos, all that good stuff, I highly recommend Lumix. I'm part of the Lumix gang. All my cameras are Lumix. So that's what I use. And then right here we got the little Tascam DR40X. We're mic'd up with two little Comica Lavalier mics. Hopefully you guys hear us loud and clear. And that's the gear I use. All right, going on to another topic. Adobe. Do you use Adobe to edit your pictures?
I do, yeah. So I have the package deal that comes with Photoshop, Lightroom, and it even comes with Premiere Pro to edit videos.
Oh, nice.
And I believe last time I checked, you know, hopefully they're not like putting the price up on me, but last time I checked, I pay $60 a month for that.
$60 a month.
Yeah. which to some people was like, oh, that sounds like a lot, but it's like, well, I get paid to take pictures, so like it really isn't much.
That's why we charge more,
exactly.
because it's not just taking the picture. We could just click the button, give you the picture, but there goes a lot into editing the pictures, the videos, all the content we create.
Yeah.
So yeah, $60 a month just for 3 applications?
3 apps, yeah, just 3 apps.
That's a lot. Recently I had to pay more than that. Last year I got the student discount and I paid $269 for the whole Creative Cloud, which means like all the Adobe applications, which I use for like the logos. I use Audition for the podcast, so I use the whole Creative Cloud. So paying like $60 a month just for 3 apps, like for me it wasn't enough. So I had to buy the whole cloud, but that was last year. This year I even called them. I was like, oh, I want to renew my contract. I have $269. I'm ready to go. And I actually couldn't pay it for like a week. That's why I didn't post that much. Because I'm like, I didn't have $269 at the time. Yeah. Well, it turns out they bumped it up to $370 for a year. And that's still with the student discount. Next year, when I'm not a student, I'm going to have to pay $600 for the whole Creative Cloud.
Damn.
$600. So next year, my prices are going to go up for my videos, my pictures, all that stuff. Because also next year I'm graduating from college, so I'll have more knowledge and be teaching you guys a few different things, sharing more value with you guys, hopefully have like more content. So yeah, more experience, more everything, more money, charge you guys more.
But it's a good thing because that means the content's going to be better. So
yeah, it's all growth. Like for example, this is the 3rd podcast and this episode is sponsored already. So just 3 episodes and boom, already making a difference. And at least for me, I just wanted to record these. The first episode, I was honestly scared. Like my voice was like shaking a bit. I was like a little shy. After the second one with Sergio, that was pretty fun. Now with you, it's like, oh, this is natural, guys.
So like you're used to it now, you know what I mean? Just got to do it a few times and... I mean, with anything, really, dude. Yeah. See, like, so this ties into, like, something I wanted to talk about, too, man. So when I first started taking pictures, like, I felt that way, too. Like, maybe, like, my first 4 or 5 photo shoots that were, like, paid, like, I was honestly, like hands on the camera, like, shaking and shit, like, dead ass. And then I was, like, after the photo shoots, I'd be scared, like, okay, what if these pictures are actually trash, when I go to edit? So I definitely know where you're coming from, man. Like, just when you first start doing something, it's definitely scary. Or at least a little bit.
Oh yeah, man.
But then you just get used to it.
If it doesn't scare you, it ain't worth it.
Facts.
Like, just go for it at the end of the day, guys. And also, pick the right platform for you. Something I want to talk about is, lately, like, I've seen a lot of people just go for it, and then they get discouraged. And it's like, don't get discouraged. You're just preaching to the wrong audience or on the wrong platform. Like on Snapchat or Instagram stories, I see this a lot. People are like, well, I'm going to start posting more of this, more of that. And it's like, whatever it is, cooking videos, like making something or whatever. Like, don't devalue your art just to stories. Like, stories, they go away and nobody will see them after that. Like Snapchat stories, Instagram stories, Facebook stories. It's like, good for you. Like, put that content out there. Like, I'm not stopping your game. But put it on the right platform, give it the right amount of respect that it deserves, and just watch yourself grow.
Yeah, and definitely have patience because I feel like a lot of people want to like have overnight success, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they expect like followers to come in just from a few posts, or just like, I don't know, just not having patience with getting better at something. Like you want to be good right away, and I get that. I mean, I'm that way too, but you just got to have patience and just learn to grow through the process.
For sure, man. Like at least for me, it's like a year ago, I just considered myself a photographer, and I just knew how to use like Photoshop barely. And now a year later, it's like Premiere Pro, Illustrator, just so many Adobe products that I know how to use and I could utilize to make amazing content, not just only in one realm like Instagram, just pictures, but now a podcast across 7 different platforms, a YouTube video. Just explore different areas. Like, don't just put all your eggs in one basket at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree. And like me personally, dude, like I don't know about you, but I'm like the type of person I can't really do just one thing for like a long period of time. Like I gotta do like at least a couple different things. I gotta have, even if it's just as a hobby, like I gotta make a video every now and then, or like I don't know, draw something.
Yeah, you gotta be diverse.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
At the end of the day, just be creative.
For sure.
Like at least for me, it's like I integrate just all different types of arts and media into Bombskeez. Like last year, I was just vinyl printing myself. Like I make these little vinyls. Like this is a vinyl sticker.
Yeah.
I made it myself, and now this year it's like I send my stuff off to the warehouse, and like this is embroidered, it's stitched.
Yeah.
Someone's in here.
Well. Oh, they're gone.
Okay, they're gone. Sorry about that, guys. What time are we at? 11 minutes? No, 16 minutes. All right. So we're more than 15 minutes into the video, so I just wanted to give you guys a little discount for the drop on Friday. So since we're 15 minutes in, I'm going to give you guys $15 off. So use promo code 150FF for $15 off the whole Champion line. So $15 off your order. So you could buy a backpack, you could buy a windbreaker, you could buy a shirt, you could buy a long sleeve, the bomber jacket. There's several items with the Champion drop we're doing on our birthday, and you guys for consuming at least half of our content. I'm grateful and thank you. So use code 15 off and you'll get $15 off your whole purchase.
That's a big discount. I would use that.
Yeah, $15. I mean, I think
I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, there you go. I'll hook you up. And yeah, we have several items. Go on the Tumblr. So on our Tumblr, go to our website, scroll down. At the very bottom, there's a T for Tumblr. And right there, we have all our items up already. But Instagram, you guys have to wait. I'm going to slowly give it to you guys. I have my biggest following on Instagram, so it's I like making them wait.
I see. Wait, let's go back to Tumblr, bro. Like, you still use Tumblr?
I actually, for a class the other day, they made us make a Tumblr, personal stuff, and I was like,
okay.
I don't like this, it's different. But as a business, I post all my GIFs there. So it's a different type of art.
Okay,
Instagram, it's pictures. Tumblr, I'm creating GIFs, which is actually pretty cool.
Dude, that's crazy. I actually hadn't heard Tumblr in a minute. I remember there'd be I feel like Tumblr used to be for the weird kids, bro. Honestly, wasn't that kind of the stigma around Tumblr?
Tumblr, Tumblr is actually pretty weird. Up to a certain point, Tumblr even had porn, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Tumblr was something else. I don't know how it is now, but what I'm doing, I'm posting just little GIFs, all the GIFs that are on Instagram. Tumblr's on first.
Yeah, I remember making a Tumblr, but I don't think I ever posted anything on it, and I just didn't understand the concept of it, so I just never even used it.
Yeah, I'm across all platforms. I'm on Tumblr, I'm on TikTok. I haven't gotten on Snapchat, at least for Bombskeez as a business. Snapchat is more in the moment. Once I'm hosting events or something, as I grow, maybe I'll jump to Snapchat, but for now I think Instagram stories does that job just fine.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, and I mean it's good to it's good to be on all platforms, but also kind of realize that where the right ones are. You know what I mean? Because you just mentioned, you know that Snapchat probably isn't the right move for you as a business right now, but eventually it might be.
Yeah.
Further down the line.
Definitely, I enjoy exploring, and I've explored all platforms. Right now, this podcast is going to go on Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Rocket Cast, Radio Public, Anchor. Did I say Spotify? SoundCloud and YouTube. So there's 7, 8, 9 different platforms that this podcast goes on. So definitely explore the right platforms and don't just limit yourself to one when you could do all of them.
Thanks.
This podcast and our upcoming podcasts are actually going to be sponsored. So you might hear my voice in a sponsorship ad somewhere in between, before or after this podcast. So stay tuned for that. That's pretty cool. Like,
That's lit.
2 episodes into doing podcasts and already sponsored. Like, for me, that's just motivation to keep going and keep growing. I actually want to buy more gear and better my podcast. Like, right now we're just using small lavalier mics and on mobile. Like, we could take this little setup and set up at somebody's house, set up at school. That's where we're at right now. So right now my goal is just to be mobile, but as we establish like podcasting, I want to have a little setup and something better, something bigger, and just keep growing. Like, I really enjoy this now.
Definitely, man.
How about you? Any big moves?
Man, honestly, yeah, I feel like I have a lot on my plate right now. It's of course, I'm still doing photography. It's kind of like an everyday thing, obviously. I've got some video content coming. I just don't know how soon. Like, I really want to get the videos down like perfect. I'm kind of a perfectionist, so it's like I'll wait until the video is like perfect to me and then I'll like drop it. But other than that, there's other realms that I am exploring. I just don't really want to talk about it yet.
Oh, yeah,
you know what
sure.
I mean? Like, I want to keep that on the low.
Yeah.
And then if I actually like doing either of the things that I'm trying out, then yeah, like I'll talk about it someday. But for now, nobody knows like at all.
Yeah.
Shit, not even my mom.
That's dope. I mean, definitely just keep trying things. It's crazy how, like, once you start a business, it has a life of its own and it just takes off.
Yeah, that's true.
Right now that we said business, let's talk about LLCs. So I am a registered LLC. You're a registered LLC. Let's give the audience a little, what does that even mean, LLC?
Like, before we even like jump into that, like, I want to say it's so much easier than you think to set one up. Like, I mean, personally, before I did it, I probably waited like a good 3 weeks before I even tried it because I was just kind of like scared. Like, I was like, damn, this is probably gonna be like a lot of paperwork. They're probably gonna ask for a lot of info from me, but it was so simple, dude. I was kind of mad at myself for not just
like,
doing
why
it.
did I do this before,
Like,
right?
It's like, dude, it's so easy. So like, if you're looking to register your business, whatever type of business it is, as an LLC or even as a sole proprietor, it's a lot easier than you think. And I mean, you can hit one of us up.
Yeah.
If you need like some help or whatever, it's not a big deal. I'm down to help you out.
Yeah, like, I think it's cool, like, just grabbing a newbie, like, somebody that doesn't have a business, like, come on the podcast, like, tell us all your fears and then we'll answer them right now. Like,
Facts.
it's not like, I mean, maybe because we've done it or maybe because like I've done it for a year, it's like we make it seem so simple. And it's like, as human beings, we just make everything so complicated, man.
Honestly, yeah, you just overthink sometimes. Oh, but yeah, going back to an LLC, so like, the reason why I personally registered like legally as a business entity is because I was starting to do weddings and like business photography, like product photography and stuff like that. And so I wanted to have a contract, just so both sides, like me and the client, knew what to expect out of our agreement. And if you're not registered as a business, then you can't legally enforce that contract. So you could get in trouble. Like, not to scare anyone, but it is a possibility.
Yeah.
If I don't know, if the client thinks you under-delivered or something and they take you to court and you have nothing to back you up, you're not a business, then you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah. So definitely having a business, like, LLC stands for Legal Liability Company. So it's like you are able to cover your ass if anything goes wrong. Yeah. Like, if you were just a kid with a camera, they will sue you for everything you have, and that's that. But when you have an LLC, it's like they sue the LLC, and it's like, worst case scenario, the business goes to shit.
Yeah.
But that's worst case scenario. It's like you have something to cover your ass. So definitely register your business. At least for me, as a registered LLC, I get so many discounts, have wholesale discounts, just so many doors open as a business, so you could be able to do more for the people, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, and not only that, but like, once you're registered, like, banks and stuff will like be more likely to like loan you money and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, as a business, especially if they see like your statements and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I get letters in the mail all the time, like to apply for like credit cards or open a business account. So it'll definitely help you out in one way or another.
Yeah, so that definitely doing an LLC, it's some work. At least me, like 1 year into this, like on Saturday we turned 1 year. Right now we're in the process of paying taxes, renewing our LLC, all that good stuff. So it's like, it's not easy. It's not like, oh, you just sign a paper. It's like, no, there's some work that goes into it.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit of money that goes into it. I don't know about you, but when I registered my LLC a year ago, I think I paid $500 and some, almost $600 just to get all the paperwork in order, registered Bombskeez LLC. Like, I'm a legal entity.
Yeah.
I am able to conduct business. And even after I registered the LLC, I still had to register to the Department of Revenue, and then that was some more fees. But after that, it's like, I have an e-commerce store where you could buy a backpack, buy a jacket, buy a hoodie. On Facebook, you could book an appointment with me for like a photo shoot or something. So having an actual business registered gives you so much more credibility and opens doors and gives you like just so many opportunities. So definitely go for it, because you just don't want to be a kid running around with the camera, because then you could get sued for.
Unless you're just strictly doing like photography or videography as a hobby, then I mean, do you, you know, then in that case, there's really no reason to register.
Yeah, and even then, like we're recommending you to go for it, like register, like start a business. But I think legally you don't have to register a business unless you make over $12,000.
Yeah, that is true.
So if you are making way under $12,000, it's like, don't even worry about it. But if you're like in our field, like with cameras and stuff, like just 4 weddings or 5 weddings, like we'll break you out of that bracket.
Yeah,
so
easy.
Be careful with that. I mean, don't take business advice from us, like straight up. I mean, we're just kids out here in front of a camera. But we do have businesses. We have experience in this. So I don't know. Up to you how you take our advice, but
yeah. And I mean, you could even like do some more research on like everything we just talked about. There's so many like forums and like online like just groups and stuff who give advice when it comes to business, or I mean pretty much anything. It's the internet. You can find anything on the internet.
Yeah, Google University.
You know what I mean? So, you know, if you doubt anything that we just said, or if you want to like get some more info on that, just go ahead and research it.
Yeah, definitely do your research. I mean, we just want to plant the seed. Don't like take our word for granted. But yeah, hopefully our little business advice, business tips help you. Maybe that's a segment we'll incorporate into the Bombskeez podcast, like a little business segment. Give you like real advice tips, because I feel like those are real advice tips that a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
We'll do our research too, and next time we'll bring you more value. At the end of the day, me as Bombskeez, as LLC, as a business, as a podcast, I don't crave attention. Like, I don't want to do the next viral thing or the next big thing. I just want to bring you guys value. I want to be a valuable person to you guys. So that's why we are doing this.
Yeah.
How about you share something about what you do? Plug your platforms.
You know, so I honestly mostly just use Instagram. Like, I have a Twitter and a Snapchat, but I honestly don't. I tried using Twitter to like promote like my photography a few times in like a year.
All right, we're back. Sorry for that little glitch. So the camera turns off at 30 minutes just to give us like a little warning. So that was our 30-minute warning. That's crazy. We were talking for 30 minutes, bro.
Oh man, time flies.
Well, we're back to recording. Follow, like, subscribe to Jaime. We cut you off. What were you talking about? Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, we were talking about platforms. So I honestly just use Instagram for my photography. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's connected to Facebook too. So like anything I post on Instagram goes on Facebook. You know, it just makes it easy. I appreciate Facebook for that. Like, definitely, you know, that we don't have to jump over and like post again and like interact.
Yeah.
Because it's just all on the same thing. But I tried using Twitter, and I've gone like it's not just me, but other people who have businesses and have tried to promote on Twitter, haven't really found success, like on that platform. And personally, I think it's because, from my perspective, most people on Twitter are only on there to like
just be dumb,
joke,
right?
yeah, to joke and like just kind of put like their views out there sometimes. That's pretty much it. I mean, Twitter's mostly just jokes.
Yeah,
if you really think
Twitter's
about it.
savage, guys.
I
mean,
just go on
if you're-
Twitter
if
to
you're-
laugh.
If you're like young like us, I mean, you follow other young people like us, and
Yeah.
we're just dumb.
Like that's where memes originate
Yeah,
from. So
right.
like that's the only reason why I still have Twitter. But I definitely don't use it as much as I used to. I used to spend like hours upon hours just on Twitter, but now I didn't even think about like not using it as much anymore. But I really don't. I rarely tweet nowadays.
I think it was like a
Just
year
hop on
ago
a bit.
or a couple years ago. I think that's where I saw your first few pictures. It was like
Oh, shit.
at the Columbia River, and there was a huge boat or the ferry thing.
Oh yeah. Actually, yeah. So those were some of my first pictures that
some
I
of
ever
your
took.
first
Those were
pictures.
taken towards the end of April in 2018, because that's when I had just bought the M50. So I had just taken those few pictures right away with it. I'm pretty sure they were taken on auto mode, but the
crazy.
pictures were decent, you know. But yeah, that's when I was first getting started, dude. That's crazy.
That's-
Crazy that you remember that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even remember that. But yeah, and then other than that, I rarely ever post pictures on Twitter. I do just because it's like, why not? Might as well share it, you know, to have it. Go ahead.
That's crazy.
But for the most part, it's all Instagram.
I was about to ask you something. You have two separate Instagram accounts. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I actually get that question a lot. So the reason why I have two separate Instagram accounts is, you know, on one account, I post like streets and like skyscraper pictures, like long exposures, night photography, and I post me a lot, you know, because I call it my personal account. And at first, I was posting just on like my photography account, like where it's like portraits and like client work, weddings, but like pictures of me and long exposures wouldn't mesh well together with that client photography. So I just thought it would look really messy and would kind of throw people off. They'd be like, well, do you really like do like weddings and like senior portraits, or like what are you doing? You know,
Yeah.
like the page would kind of be all over the place. So I figured it'd be easier to just do two accounts. And I never promote my personal account, like ever. I don't ever tell people like just like go follow this account. You know, I
Yeah.
never post it on my story or anything like that. Just because that one I just kind of let grow on its own.
That's
Like I just
smart.
post, and I use a lot of hashtags on that one, on every post. Whereas
Okay.
on my portrait page, I use hashtags sometimes, but that one I do like whenever people ask me for like a business card. You know, my username is on there. The digital transmedia username is on there, not my personal account. But
Tell us a little bit about your rebranding.
so I rebranded when I actually what's it called? When I filed for my LLC.
Oh, okay.
Before that, I honestly wasn't legit yet, but
Fake.
let's not let's not talk about that. No, I mean before that, I honestly wasn't even. I mean, 2018, like I said, that's when I first got started. You know, I was
Yeah.
just kind of using my name to like promote myself, and I mean that year I didn't make much because for one, I wasn't even charging that much. You know, you could get me for like $50 a shoot in 2018.
Yeah, I got a shoot from you.
You know what I mean? So it was like dumb cheap. And so that, you know, that year I only started charging in like June. So it was from like June to like November, because December I didn't do anything. So June to November, you know, obviously if I'm charging $50 a shoot, like I'm not gonna make over like $12,000, you know.
Yeah.
And I didn't do any weddings that year either. Like I was just second shooting. And then 2019, you know, the first 2 or 3 months of the year, you know, weather got bad, so I wasn't even really doing much with photography either. Until the end of, actually like halfway through March, that's when I was like, okay, I gotta file for this LLC. And I finally got it done in April, actually. So like I said, I waited because I was kind of scared. So I waited a few weeks, and then I finally did it. And I don't even know like where the name came from, to be quite honest. It just kind of like came down from the sky.
That's how it happens.
Yeah, and I was like, well, you know what? I like it. I'll use it. And then that's when I decided to change my username on Instagram too, because it was J Flores Photos before, but I didn't want people to think like that was my business name, you know, because it might cause some confusion. Because some people will pay with like checks and like PayPal and stuff, so they want to have like the business name on it, you know, just to make sure like you're good, you know.
That makes sense. And something I want to bring up too right now. So it's like you were J Flores Photos, and I see a lot of photographers and creatives. They do this to themselves, and at least my perspective, I don't know how yours is. I think it's very restrictive. Like, you know, if you're J Flores Photos, you know, is pictures all you do? It's like, I know you do video, yes. I know you do more, and to everybody out there, like, be smart. Don't restrict yourself by being like, oh, XYZ photos or videos. It's like, be something that you could play with, you know? Yeah.
Hence, that's why I added media at the end, you know, because I knew I was going to want to venture into like video and, you know, like I could do graphic design too, possibly. So it's good to just have media at the end, so people know that you're willing to do more than just one thing.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. At least for me, that's why I just went with Bombskeez. I didn't want to put media. I didn't want to put like streetwear. I didn't want to, like, I'm just Bombskeez because I'm going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
And that's why I also went for an LLC. I didn't want to be a sole proprietor because I wanted it to be a different entity for me, like something completely like on its own. And that's what it is. It's like you guys are up there on YouTube. These guys over here on the podcast, on so many different platforms. People eventually will start wearing my streetwear. So I just wanted to explore. So that's pretty cool. That's smart. I'm glad we talked about that topic.
Yeah, definitely. It had to be brought up. I feel like no one really talks about that, actually. Yeah. You brought up some good points. I never thought about how to differentiate yourself from just like photography or videography.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something to think about too if you're out there trying to start something like that.
Yeah, be careful. Don't fuck yourself up. Like, don't close the door on yourself.
Facts.
Basically, because it's like if you're, let's say, J Flores Photos, it's like, oh, I'm a wedding videographer. It's like, you say J Flores Photos. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Are you sure you're not a photographer?
Yeah.
So it's like they'll probably devalue you. They're like, oh, he's a photographer trying to do videography. Even though it's like you could be more skilled, it's like you close the door on yourself. So be smart, people, especially when you register as a business. It's like, before you're registered, play around with it. That was actually pretty smart.
Definitely.
But you were smart too in changing it right before you got registered. So.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, I also waited, I want to say like a good 9 months before I actually like established myself as a business, because you never know. What if you kind of like lose interest in what you're doing? So, you know, one mistake I've noticed some people do is that they get their LLC or sole proprietorship right away. And like they'll be posting for like 3 months, you know, whatever they're doing, photography or videography, and then never post again. Like, you just got that business license for what? You know?
Yeah.
It's like you should be at least a little sure that you're gonna continue doing what you're doing once you get that business license.
Yeah. For me, it was a little crazy. So I registered, like I said, a year ago. And then I think it was like a month later I finally made the Instagram and all that. Like, for me, the importance was registering the name. Like, if somebody was going to steal Bombskeez, especially the way I spelled it. Like, I don't know why I was so scared about that. Like, for real, that was like the number one reason. I was like, I have to register this business.
Yeah.
And then I registered the business. I had a logo. It was very similar to this one. But then I altered it a bit. I added a crown. I added a few other little things on the logo, and then it finally went live. And I had, I think up to this day, it's been like 3 drops of like different streetwear and stuff. Like, you've gotten so many prototypes from me.
Dude, I have.
Like, some of those aren't even released yet. Like, some of them are coming out in the summer and whatnot.
Damn.
But
you got the exclusive drop.
Yeah, you got the exclusive stuff, man. And then you guys right here, the exclusive view. Like, I don't think I posted it on Instagram, like the backpacks. The jackets.
No, yeah, that's my first time seeing the backpack, dude. It's clean.
Yeah, it's all Champion, bro. Shout out Champion.
It's clean.
The whole line we're dropping on our birthday. I mean, Bombskeez turns 1. Like, for me, I don't know, it's just a blessing to be here. Be able to have a platform, have a podcast, have a YouTube, I think it's about time people start appreciating what I do and buying. Like when you buy this gear, it's not like some kid in a sweatshop making it like Nike or some shit.
Yeah.
Like it's made here in the United States, and all the proceeds will be funding me. Like I'm a student. Like anything from this, it's helping me pay off my student loans and whatnot. So that's what Bombskeez is about. Like I just really want to bring value to you guys. You have any final thoughts, final words for our audience before we wrap it up?
No, man, I was just gonna say support the homie, like he said. Anything you buy, man, that's supporting the homie, help him out. And dude, that jacket's clean. I swear, y'all gotta buy 10 each. Everyone watching this, buy 10 of those each. And it comes in different colors, right?
Yeah, there's navy blue, yellow, gray. I might add some few more colors, but for now, that's what we're advertising.
I'm a big fan of neutrals, so I'll probably get a gray or a navy blue, dude.
Yeah, for sure. We have a Bomb King Boom logo, or we have just the Bombskeez bar, the little red bar.
Hell yeah.
Several items. Saturday, February 8th, Bombskeez turns 1. Thank you for your support. Stay bomb. You guys got a discount code. I don't know what else you guys want from me. Peace.